Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on volume. Volume. In this video we will look at a basic explanation of volume. Now here is the explanation. Volume is the amount of space that an object needs to exist. Let's look at some examples. The above house brick needs a certain amount of space in which to exist. It occupies that space. The above small eraser also takes up space, but not as much as the brick. The above piece of timber takes up more space than both the brick and the eraser. How can we prove that an object has volume? One of the easiest ways is to immerse it in water and see what happens. The glass to the left has water to a certain height. When we put a solid object in the glass, the water rises. Hence, the solid object needs to occupy some space to exist. The space needed is the volume. The above picture is an excellent example to show that a solid object occupies space. The jug is full with water to the top. When the object is lowered, the water starts to pour out of the top. So it pours out from the top and goes into the bucket. So that proves that this object here occupies space. Comparing volumes. For each of the following objects, order them according to their volume. Use the numbers 1 to 4 to put them in order, using 1 for the largest volume and 4 for the smallest. So which one of these 4 things here, the marble, the paper clip, the car, or the die, which is singular for dice, which one of those occupies the largest volume or takes up the largest space? I think you know this one does. So we put 1 for the largest. We have 3 left, the marble, the paper clip and the die. Now that's only a small marble and this die is quite large, so it's probably the second largest, isn't it? So that'd be 2. And I think it's clear to see that that's probably 3. And that one's the smallest. It makes sense, doesn't it? For example, if you put this marble in a container of water, and you do the same with the paper clip, then the water would rise a lot more with the marble, but it wouldn't rise too much with the water clip. So there's an example of how you can test that the volume of the marble is larger than the volume of the paper clip. Different shaped objects can have the same volume. Now look at these objects here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are little buildings we've made. They're sort of objects made from little cubes. Now can you see how the shapes are all different? But they're all made from exactly the same number of cubes, and the cubes are the same size. So the 5 objects show clearly how different shaped objects can have the same volume. Each object is made from 4 small identical cubes. So this video has introduced you to the idea of volume, and we've seen that volume occupies a certain amount of space. It needs that space to exist. And we've also compared some volumes.